I've served my country, I serve in my workers' union, and I cannot wait to serve as the senator for Senate District 9.
This is a seat that hadn't elected a Democrat in over 34 years. She had a $2.5 million more than our candidate did. She outspent him by 2.1.
Our party is leading. We are governing. We have closed the border. We've gotten the economy going again. We're fulfilling our promises, and that's why we're going to win the midterm election.
So what's going on in Texas? A Democrat wins by 14 points in a district that's been solidly Republican, not for years, but for decades.
Special elections are quirky and not necessarily projectable, a general election. That said, a swing of this magnitude is not something that can be dismissed. Republicans should be clear-eyed about the political environment heading into the midterms. What is he talking about? What has him and other Republicans so worried?
It didn't just swing to the left. It took a rocket ship to the left. My goodness gracious, the Texas 9 Senate District election marches. This was a district that Donald Trump won by 17 points in 2024. The Democratic candidate in the special election on Saturday, won it by 14 points. That's an over 30-point shift to the left.
What's up, everybody? Major retired Richard Ojeda here, and Donald Trump is crashing out again. It's not because of the latest Epstein Files bombshell allegations either. Nope, it's because he just lost his ass deep in the heart of Texas, and he's pretending that it's the first time he's ever heard anything about it.
Mr. President, on Texas, a Democrat won your special election in an area that you had won by 17 points. What is your reaction to that?
I don't know. I didn't hear about it. Somebody ran where?
In Texas, a special election for legislative
the 9th state Senate seat.
I'm not involved in that. That's a local Texas race. You mean I won by 17? You did. And this person lost? Things like that happen. I don't know anything about it. I didn't know. I mean, I know there's a race going there. And it's too bad. What can I say? I have nothing to do with it.
Feigning ignorance is probably one of the most disgusting traits that Donald Trump uses to humiliate and degrade innocent people that he's victimized. He conveniently forgets about the damage and chaos that he's caused when he gets called out on his lies and points the finger at everyone but himself. He's ruined people's lives, businesses, and futures because they've either stood up, spoke out, or fought back against his cycle of abuse and cruel, self-serving actions. This is the same guy who just got accused in newly released Epstein Files of forcing an underage girl to perform sex acts. Needless to say, the page got deleted, but everyone saw it.
President Trump is mentioned more than 1,000 times in the newly released documents, reflecting a long-standing social and business connection between the two men. Previous document releases indicated Trump was listed as a passenger on Epstein's jet 8 times between 1993 and 1998. And now, the newly released documents include uncorroborated claims about Donald Trump.
Donald Trump is said to be furious with Pam Bondi over leaving the rape allegation unredacted too. It seems like Donald Trump's kingdom is on fire. Everything is burning all around him, and he started the fire. So when he gets up in front of the cameras and pulls his demented Donnie routine, it's disgusting. He knows what he did to those innocent children. He knows what he's done to millions of seniors on Medicaid. He knows what he's done. He's responsible for the deaths of children worldwide by ending USAID. He knows he's responsible for the deaths of Alex Preddy and Renee Good, of unleashing the military on its own citizens. So if Donald Trump acts ignorant while the world turns its collective back on the United States, don't be surprised. Judging by the bruises on his hand and him looking like death warmed over, Donald may not have long on this earth. It's speculation, but he is old as the hills and is even rumored to have shit his pants during the signing of the Great American Recovery Initiative in the Oval Office this week.
Much. I appreciate it. Thank you, please. Thank you.
Mr. President, can you respond to the new Fox poll that says people think ICE's tactics are too aggressive?
I think Americans see the gravity of the situation and understand that it's time to act. We see him looking more and more haggard every day. We see behind the curtain. Trump is not even running the country. I think it's pretty safe to say that the world knows he's rotting from the inside out. The Republicans know his time is running out. The country knows it. But Donald Trump doesn't know what day it is or if his diaper is on backwards. It's well past time for either the 25th Amendment to be invoked or better, Article 2, Section 4, so we can clean house and start rebuilding the destruction that Trump and his Legion of Doom have unleashed on America. Judging by the sheer numbers of people pouring into the streets to protest ICE's killings of innocent Americans, and by the margins that Democrats are beating Republicans, it's not a good sign for Republicans, and they are starting to jump ship like a bunch of rats that don't want to go down with the ship. You know who's having a seismic meltdown about it? Like an 8.5 on the Richter scale? Sean Spicer. Remember that two-shoe wearing, bumbling White House press secretary under Donald Trump? The guy who always looked stressed out and over-caffeinated because he had to defend Donald Trump's next lie? Yeah, that guy. He's having a full-blown conniption fit now because in Tarrant County, Texas, a special election just blew up in Republicans' faces and sent them into a panic mode.
So, look, I've always said that special elections are special. So I texted a bunch of Texas folks, elected officials, et cetera, and said, okay, tell me how much I should be concerned about this. To a T, every one of them said, this is a problem. One person's direct quote was, this is 8.5 on the Richter scale. This is a big deal. And, for those people who go, oh, you're being a baby again, and go read General Mike Flynn. You think he's a wuss? Go read his tweets. He's sounding the alarm, right? This is, if you look at what happened in terms of the turnout, this is a problem. 224 people voted for the Republican in 2022. 50,000 voted this time. Yes, special elections are special. I'm the king of that phrase. But the bottom line is, if you're not a little concerned or a lot concerned that Tarrant County just flipped 17 points, you have a problem.
In the Dallas-Fort Worth area, Democrat veteran and working-class Texan Taylor Ramette absolutely demolished the Republican in the race. He smoked her like a cheap cigar in a district that Trump carried by over 17 points in 2024, but suddenly swung over 30 points towards Democrats in this one. A seismic shift deep in the heart of Texas that Donald Trump is tied directly to. He endorsed the Republican that only drew 50,000 voters in their favor. This loss wasn't just a complete failure of organization, messaging, and money for Republicans. It's the shape of things to come for the midterms, and everybody knows it. And Sean Spicer is raising the red flag as high up the poll as it'll go. He's even saying that Michael Flynn is sounding the alarm, a truly despicable duo. Spicer knows it's the problem, and he warns Republicans straight up. You can either stick your ignorant, entitled heads in the sand as MAGA loyalists or Trump-Putin apologists and pretend that it's no big deal or that Donald Trump planned it out this way. But enjoy Speaker Hakeem Jeffries, because you're about to lose your asses. And Republicans are absolutely losing their minds over it. Pete Sessions, a longtime legislator and Trump bootlicker, tried to explain away this humiliating loss by blaming an ice storm. An ice storm. Not voter backlash, not a complete collapse in voter turnout on the Republican side. Nope, apparently it was the weather. How pathetic. When all else fails, I guess it's, I'm sorry I can't make it, the roads are icy. But Harry Enton shut that down immediately, saying flat out, that ain't no ice storm. And then he brought the receipts, warning Republicans that they keep pretending this is no big deal. They're not watching Democrats slip. They're icing themselves out of a job come the midterms. The GOP is in real trouble after a brutal loss in Texas. Donald Trump's response wasn't leadership. It was denial, pretending he has no memory of the race he personally touched. Sean Spicer said the quiet part out loud when he warned Republicans to enjoy Democratic leadership. And the numbers, the polling, and the people pouring into the streets all back up that fear and panic. So let Republicans pucker and spin. If there was ever a group of spineless cowards who sold out the American people and deserve to be run out of office, it's them. Change is coming. It's time to stand up and move forward. And that is an absolute fact. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.